My coworker Jennifer had been pestering me for 3 months about meeting her cousin. Every Monday morning, same routine. She'd corner me by the coffee machine with her phone out, showing me more photos of this allegedly perfect guy. Look, he's a software engineer just like you wanted, and he loves hiking. You're always posting those trail photos on Instagram. She'd scroll through what looked like a normal social media profile. Clean-cut guy with dark hair, holding a golden retriever in one photo, standing on some mountain peak in another. Basic, but harmless. After weeks of her relentless, "you two would be perfect together" campaign, I finally caved, partly to shut her up, partly because I hadn't been on a decent date in months. We arranged to meet at Grind Coffee on 5th Street, the place with the exposed brick walls and overpriced pastries that every dating app profile mentions. I showed up 15 minutes early, ordered my usual oat milk latte, and grabbed a corner table. When he walked in, he looked exactly like his photos, which was already a win in the online dating world. Confident stride, nice smile, even wore a flannel shirt that actually fit properly, but something felt off from the moment he sat down. The conversation started normal enough. Work, weather, how we both knew Jennifer, standard first date small talk. Then he began asking these weirdly specific questions about my routine. What time did I usually leave for work? Did I always park in the same spot? Which route did I take home? I brushed it off as nervous energy. Some people over-prepare for dates. Maybe he was trying to figure out future logistics. But then the questions got more personal. Did I live alone? Any roommates? Security system? Who were my emergency contacts? That's when he started mentioning things that made my skin crawl. Jennifer told me you always get oat milk in your coffee. That's so unique. Except Jennifer had never seen me order coffee. We worked on different floors. She mentioned you have that little scar on your wrist from when you fell off your bike as a kid. I instinctively touched the barely visible mark near my watch. Jennifer had never seen my wrists. I always wore long sleeves to work. And she said you drive that blue Honda with the dent in the rear bumper from that parking lot incident. My blood started running cold. I'd never told anyone at work about backing into that concrete post 6 months ago. When I asked how Jennifer could possibly know these details, he smiled and said, "Oh, Sarah tells me everything about her work friends." Sarah. Jennifer's name wasn't Sarah. It was Jennifer. Jennifer with a J, not Sarah with an S. I'd been working next to Jennifer Walsh for 2 years. Her nameplate was literally visible from my desk. My hands started shaking as I excused myself to the bathroom. I locked the door and immediately called Jennifer's cell. "Hey, what's up?" she answered, sounding busy. "Quick question about your cousin. The one you set me up with?" "What cousin? I'm an only child and my dad only had sisters. I don't have any male cousins." "But you've been trying to set me up for months with—" "I've never tried to set you up with anyone. Are you feeling okay?" The bathroom suddenly felt like it was spinning. This stranger had somehow learned incredibly specific details about my life, convinced me we had a mutual connection, and manipulated me into meeting him alone. I hung up and quietly opened the bathroom door, peering around the corner. He was still sitting at our table, but now he was on his phone, taking photos of my purse I'd left behind. My purse with my work ID badge hanging from the strap. I snuck out the back emergency exit, which triggered a brief alarm, but I didn't care. My car was blocked in by his truck, clearly not a coincidence. So I crouched behind a delivery van in the parking lot and watched through the coffee shop's floor-to-ceiling windows. He sat there for another hour and 20 minutes, constantly checking his phone and glancing toward the bathroom. When he finally gave up, I watched him walk directly to my car, not searching for it, not looking around confused. He walked straight to my blue Honda like he'd known exactly where I'd parked. He stood there running his hands along the hood, peering through the windows, even trying the door handles. Then he pulled out his phone and took photos of my license plate. That's when everything clicked into place. This person had been following me for weeks, possibly months, learning my patterns, my preferences, my habits. He'd somehow identified Jennifer as my coworker, found her photo on our company website, and crafted this elaborate story about being her cousin. The next day, I convinced building security to review lobby footage from the past month. There he was, clear as day, sitting in our building's main lobby at least 8 different times, just sitting there with a newspaper, watching employees come and go during lunch, breaks, and shift changes. He'd been studying us like lab rats, figuring out who worked together, who was single, who might be vulnerable. Jennifer was just his way in. The restraining order was approved within 48 hours.